Welcome back, Interior Sports fans. Time to get the weekend started right with your local Friday Sportscast. Today, the Alaska Nanooks took on the Northern Michigan Wildcats in Game 1 of their WCHA series. Alaska got the W, 3-2 in overtime over the Wildcats. Aleka Dukovic nailed the game winner on a Nolan Heisman assist at the 3:11 mark of overtime. Heisman's led Alaska with a goal and that helper. Jesse Jenks made 25 saves for the Nooks. Shane Sooth had 2 points for the Cats. Alaska never trailed in a victory, and they will look to sweep Northern Michigan on Saturday in Game 2. Puck drop is 3:07 Alaska time. Now, Thursday night, the Alaska Nanooks had to overcome a sluggish start on the basketball court to win their 6th conference game of the year. Last night on Alaska Airlines court, the Montana State Billings Yellow Jackets stunned the Nanooks early on. Emmanuel Johnson, who scored a game-high 22 points for MSUB. 11 of those points were in the first half as they led 27-26 at the break. But Alaska, they flipped the switch in the second half, outscoring MSUB by 13. Javonte Williams, he led UAF's comeback with 18 points and 7 rebounds. Big Almir Hadjisevich added 15 points and 3 blocks. After shooting 33% in the first half, the Nooks got nice and hot, hitting at a 62% clip in the second half. They won 69-58 and improved to 12-3 overall and 6-1 in the GNAC. Now they have a primetime showdown on Saturday night at home against UAA.
It helped us a lot, to get our mindset right, and we kind of started slow, and I'm not gonna lie, but we think a lot about UAA on Saturday, and this was a good preparation. Tomorrow we need to do a good job, scout them, and prepare for Saturday.
Offensively, we were struggling a lot, but defensively, everything was kind of solid. So, at halftime, coach was telling us that we just need to pick it up offensively and keep the same defense going, and that's what we tried to do.
Now, if I told you the UAF women's basketball team forced 24 turnovers, had 2 players score more than 20 points, and got 12 steals as a team, you figured that would amount to a win, right? Well, unfortunately, that wasn't the case on Thursday night at Northwest Nazarene as the Nanooks fall 74-57. UAF led 6-4 in the first quarter, but the Crusaders went on a 17-4 run, and that was enough. Jaylee Mays led the Nooks with 25 points, and Jordan Wilson, she had 22 for her 15th straight game in double figures, a career best for her. Alaska is now 7-10 overall and 2-5 in the GNAC. They will play at Central Washington on Saturday. Glen Allen's Brianna Gerlach was named Girls Cross Country Alaska Gatorade Player of the Year on Thursday. The junior won 3 straight 1-3 state cross country titles, including last year's championship in 19 minutes and 3 seconds. She's the second Panther in school history to win the award. She also advances to the national competition. Finalists will be announced next week along with the boys cross country state award. And staying on the hardwood, if you will, as we switch to the hardwood, we go to the high school ranks, looking back on the opening night of the Joe T. Classic. Thursday night at Lathrop High School in the second game of the Joe T. Classic, the North Pole Patriots went up against the Ketchikan Kings. The Kings ruled the court, winning 70-48. Matt Stanley scored 11 of his 19 points in the first quarter. North Pole would cut a 19-point deficit to 8 in the third, led by Craig Ward with 17 points. But Jason James countered with 20 as the Kings get the win. The Lathrop girls cruised to a 56-38 win over South Anchorage in their first game of the tourney. Tyra Doe was in the zone, scoring a game-high 19 points to lead the Meutes to victory. She credits Lathrop's practice habits, which put them in a position to get a win.
Going into practice, we knew our defense was solid, so that was just moving on to offense and making sure that we could score. We looked a lot into our post because we've been doing individual shooting and making sure our percentages are up and just staying solid on offense as well as defense.
In the nightcap, the Lathrop boys went up against the South Anchorage Wolverines. This game was as tight as they come. The largest lead of the game was just 6 points. Jeremiah Handy had 17 points for Lathrop, and Duncan Noble led the Meutes with 18 points. He tied the game at 61 in the fourth, but unfortunately, they had no answer for South's Alex Adams. He went crazy for a career-high 38 points. He was the only Wolverine in double figures, and Lathrop falls in a close battle, 69-63.
As soon as I started shooting it today, I was feeling it. The rim looked really big, and I was just taking everything that was open and knocking them down. They made a lot of runs, we made some too, and the key was just to weather the storm every time they got up on us and come back.
The Joe T. Classic tournament continues through Saturday at Lathrop High School. Joe Cook reporting. After suffering heartbreak in a 6-5 overtime loss on Wednesday, the Lathrop hockey team, they returned the favor on Thursday. The Malamutes, they defeat the Juneau Douglas Crimson Bears 4-3 in overtime. The North Pole Patriots weren't as successful as they lost to Eagle River 5-1. Schuler Davis had 2 goals, while Connor Canterbury added a goal and 3 apples for Eagle River. Cody Frary scored for the Pats in the loss. And we close out the Friday Sportscast with this week's Play of the Week. It doesn't happen too often, but we have a tie of the 2 plays. One comes from the ice as Stasi Skorolski of West Valley shows off some nice moves before scoring a goal against rival Lathrop in a 7-0 win. The other play comes from Monroe basketball. Ryan Brantley, he caught fire for the Rams, hitting 3 3-pointers and a comeback win over Sitka in their second game of the Mount McKinley Bank Classic. Those 2 are this week's plays of the week. To vote for the next POTW, watch for the I-5 Interior Top 5 plays on Mondays during the weekend recap. And that's it for sports tonight. Thanks for watching. Weather is up next, up after the break. And as always, we'll catch you next time.